Hello, hello! As always, let me first check the audio, and then we can continue. Okay, everything seems to be good now. Hello everybody, my name is Dino, and welcome once again to GRS F3, where today we tackle the famous track chosen for the finale in real life, the very stylish and elegant Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi. This track is 5.281 kilometers or 3.21 or 81 miles long and has 16 corners, 9 to the left and 7 to the right, along with 2 DRS zones, making overtaking quite common along its 2 long straights. The tires are right in the middle of right in the highest range, with the C3, C4 and C5s available, along with intermediates and wets as always. Now, I am starting a bit early because I did forget to change the standings, which I'm gonna do really quickly. It is a very quick fix actually, which I just need to do this. There we go. So, after I didn't commentate last time, Oscar McCracken has won the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, or no, actually Monza. I'm still in the mindset of last time commentating. He won Monza and he is leading the standings by 6 points. Very nice job there. Honestly, a bit surprised by that. And of course my team wins when I'm not there. Finn Kirich, second place, also puts himself into P2. A really big gap actually from P2 onwards into P3, 20 points to the leaders. Thomas Underhill, P3, got P4 last time along with the pole position. And then, of course, Stephen Clay, previous leader of the championship, and Max Nathan yet again being pretty unlucky with a DNF. In the previous race in the constructors, when I updated this, it is Alpine leading by, oh, that's actually a pretty big margin, 33 points. Very good lead there. It is gonna be very hard to get for everyone to get closer to that result, but we are in the middle of the season, so anything can still happen. McLaren 77 points, Williams 68 behind, Aston Martin only 1 point behind with 67. Really close battle between Haas, Red Bull and Ferrari, 53, 52 and 48 points respectively. Kick Sauber 38, Racing Bulls 26, and Mercedes still in the bottom of P10 with 12 points. So they have a lot of ground to cover, and I don't think that is gonna be happening anytime soon, to be honest. But like I said before, anything can still happen. And as I am talking about all of this, we are heading into the race, and I don't know if Connor is gonna commentate. So, yeah. Give me just a second. Okay.
Hello.
There's the
I'm
man
here.
of the hour.
I was setting up my new phone, but it's got an update, so
Yeah.
I thought I'll just leave it to do that.
Okay then. Yeah, I also didn't have a lot of time to prepare. I had an appointment, just came home
Yeah.
like a few minutes ago, so I was rushing to do everything, so that's
Jesus,
nice.
there's a Red Bull already out.
Yeah,
He's
they
already
are.
about to go out.
Their setup
They're not
changes
messing
are very
around
quick.
today.
Indeed. Okay, I'm gonna check if.
Because Arno's already out. Arno's going to be the first.
How did he do last time, actually, in Monza? Did he do well?
He had a crash, and then he got P5 in F2, so.
Well, that's all well and good, but he also does need to have results in F3. It's the tier he signed for. But yeah, he's the first
Lucas
out
is
of
on
track.
Inters.
I don't see any wet, and we are in a desert. I don't think it's gonna rain. Maybe he has
Yeah.
something that different on the screen. Maybe there's some desync happening.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I mean, he always does an interlap sometimes anyway, just to have a banker, not to waste tyres.
Yeah. Usually people also use that to see if their equipment is working, and it's all well and good. And also they
Yeah.
don't use a set of other tires that they can use later on, so
Yeah.
it's also that advantage. But Abu Dhabi is actually not a track we commonly race at. What are your opinions on the track overall? Do you like it or do you dislike it?
Awful. Awful.
I
Especially the final sector.
Yeah,
There's
true,
no
true,
grip in the race.
true. I thought it was awful before the track got revamped, but now that it's revamped, it's actually quite nice to drive on.
Yeah.
It's not as bad.
It's alright to be fair, other than the final sector, like the under the hotel sort of area. I don't know what they've done there, but it's awful with the grip in the race.
Yeah. At least it's flashy with the hotel flashing all
Yeah.
sorts of lights, so that's at least nice. But we are gonna be on board with Arno for the first lap. We already missed a couple of
Decent first
corners.
sector.
Indeed, he did go quite a bit deep into the hairpin before the first DRS straight, which actually may have
Yeah.
gotten him a better exit. Maybe he has better speed now on the straights. Hits 325 kilometers an hour. You want to break around 100 meters there. Second gear, little lock up by the Sauber, but overall very stable there, using a lot of ERS already on the exit. Going on the inside as much as possible, but don't extend on the blue line because you can actually get a track extension limit. You want to break around 30 meters, stay in 5th for the best stability. Very nice corner there. Middle of the apex, probably best there. Flat out in these corners, it's a blind apex here and is all the way in sector 3, which we did say we hate. But so far, actually, this is a pretty good lap. This could be in the 20...
22s.
Yeah, I would agree. Fourth gear, final corner, and it is a 22.7. That is pretty solid banker. Let's see if anyone is going to be able to get that as their first
That's
lap.
it. Let me guess, it's Max Net and next. Yep.
Yeah, 22.6, 1/10 up. We've seen Max reserve quite a lot. Also in F1s, he scored points against a very competitive grid. Very impressive stuff there. Our previous winner, Oscar, P2.6 as well, 14 thousandths behind. And Bios crossed the line very close to his teammate, P3 and 4 currently for the Saubers. Stephen Clay, P5, Callum Pierce, previous championship winner, P6, and Dark in P7. Who's next to cross the line? Finn, actually, P6. So, the tires, like I said before, are in the softest range. Does that mean that we should expect maybe more stops, as the tire wear could be maybe higher, or is it a clear one stop still, like
It'll
medium
still be
light?
it'll be a one stop, but the tyre wear will be higher than usual.
Indeed. I was gonna ask for rain if it is a high chance, and then I remembered we're in a desert, so that's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you'll ever see a wet race.
Probably. Also, there's a huge car park in the chicane after the first DRS straight. There's cars just squabbling
Yeah.
about, like 5 of them. I don't know what's happening here. Hopefully no one's on a lap there. That's gonna be distraught.
Yeah.
As I think actually Charlie Roberts is gonna be held up by the Haas of... That's probably Harvey Conway. Seems to be a bit too fast.
Yeah.
And Lucas is still an Inters, so it is probably Harvey. And that lost him actually a lot of time. It's a 24.8. That's a horrible lap time
Jesus.
for the RB.
That's honking.
Indeed. Was Harvey just preparing for... No, he's... Yeah, he's on lap. Yeah, he's on lap. But he could have let him through. He had a lot of space, and he probably could be reported for that. He is improving by half a tenth though, so that's at least a good sign. Fourth house driver, team principal. That is very good. Jack O'Kane just crossed the line. P13. 23.8. Very decent there. So, in terms of the safety cars, usually there's a bunch of
Yeah.
safety cars in this track. Do you think we can see it in the multiple range, or just maybe one safety car?
I feel like a couple of people might hit the wall coming towards the penultimate corner. You know, the one where Latifi binned it in 21, which brought out the safety car that decided the championship. I feel like there might be a few crashes into that wall. Other than that, I don't think anyone should find a wall.
So basically, we're expecting people to do a Latifi.
Yeah, pretty much.
And also, wasn't there one crash between Latifi and Schumacher right before Latifi crashed into the wall in the hairpin after the second DRS straight, where they both went
Yeah.
wide?
I can't remember really, but I think that was like. I'm pretty sure. I'm not too sure though.
Yeah, I think people are not gonna be very respectful of the space in that part, especially. If people go side by
Yeah.
side there, actually, you can do a really nice switchback. If you make it work, you can gain the position quite easily. The place where we are watching Sharky hit to now. This part is very fascinating, and I mean, there's actually no corner like it so far on the calendar. This is a very distinct corner. Very maybe in Jeddah actually, the Jeddah hairpin is very similar as well. But Sauber currently looking for a good team result, P3 and 4. Very nice stuff there. Only a tenth behind of Max Netten, so...
Max Netten's about to start.
Ah, yeah, he is. We can go on board with him. Let's see what he's gonna be able to do on the new softs. Of course, the previous lap was a banker. Still pole and hugging the track limits there. Right on the line. McLaren heading out, thankfully moves out of the way. As well as the Mercedes fully outside of the track. Is he gonna brake later than usual? Oh, that was perfect. That was majestic. Nice third gear for a good exit. Who's Luke? Ah, that's Luke Chapman. Yeah.
Yeah, Ferrari.
Can you invite him because he left the session? I don't think I have him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Max could get a nice slipstream here from the Aston Martin, who's still not moving out of the way. And I don't think he will in the hairpin. Currently only a 10th up, not a big improvement. Track evolution on this track should be quite apparent, especially in the third sector, because that's most of the low speed and medium speed corners. So this is the place where people are gonna gain most of the time. Fourth gear for better stability there. Very nice. Right on the limit. As always, using the rest of his ERS, which has been fully deployed. A little bit curb on the inside final corner. And yeah, there we go. Just gained an additional 10th in the final sector alone. 0.4. Very nice lap time there. So, overall, it's the middle of the season. We have the multiple winners in F3. Who do you think could have the biggest chance for today's win?
I don't know. It always surprises in F3, so I think anyone in the top 4 or 5 could probably win the race.
That is that is a pretty good assumption. I do agree with that. It is very very close, but it's also close in every single tier.
Yeah.
It's like real life F1. You literally do not know who's gonna win. Once it's gonna be Max, once it's gonna be George, once it's gonna be Lewis, once it's gonna be Charles, and blah 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 blah. It's fun. It's really fun. It's chaotic and unpredictable. Which I don't know if...
Yeah.
I don't think Formula One's ever really been in that predicament. Usually you see that in the IndyCar where all the cars are the same and then the driver makes a difference. Do you think that this is a good change for F1, or do you think it should be still about innovation and domination?
I don't know. To be honest.
It is a hard question.
Yeah.
It is very difficult.
Oh, Oscar's now fastest. I missed that.
Same. By only a tenth.
Arno also's improved.
Yeah, he has. He still stays in P3 though. The other Red Bull driver of Nitro actually puts himself into P5. Red Bull also looking very pacey here in Abu Dhabi. But usually, if you look at real life, their car specifics do suit this track, so we could see Red Bull even
Yeah.
in real life do quite well. But that is a pretty nice lap time, 0.8. Still 5 tenths off of Oscar, but there is still 6 minutes left until the session. One run can literally decide it all. And I think this overall is currently the biggest gap we've had. Usually in previous races we've seen around 2 tenths between the top
Yeah.
10, and now it's about a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah.
It could just be the track, maybe the characteristics don't really suit a lot of people. Cause what do you think is the most optimal actually the setup for this track? Cause you have 2 long DRS straights. Sector 1 is
Higher
literally one
wings,
corner.
I'd say.
Higher. Could be. I think like right maybe in the middle or low downforce, because on this game you don't really lose too much with running low wings. You still have a lot of downforce if your right height is quite low. So maybe if you put yourself with more straight line speed for the straights, no one is gonna be able to overtake you in sector 3. So you can just fly and block everyone for the rest of the race.
True.
It is quite a conundrum. But maybe that's why it's so the different currently in quali. Maybe people are running very different setups.
Yeah. I think I missed it, but Harvey Conway's gone P5.
Yeah, indeed. Very good showing there currently. And Pinkett is also gonna cross the line, takes P4 with a 0.69. Very nice there. For McLaren, the other McLaren are not really doing that well, P11 currently, but 4 minutes left, we're gonna see
Talking about
Fallon's...
people doing well, Kick Sauber. They're running away.
Indeed.
I'm sure the man in charge of that team would be very happy right now.
Oh, he would be delighted, ecstatic.
I think
even.
he's probably over the moon.
If he doesn't win now after this big of a gap, then he's washed.
Yeah, if he doesn't win, then he's the biggest bottle of the century.
Indeed.
I think if he doesn't win, he might have to just leave the server and hide forever.
What's even the gap? Is it like 150 points or something like that?
170, 167.
Oh, okay, that's a lot. That's even more than I thought. Yeah, that's.
429 points.
I think I think that team principal literally needs everyone to just score good points. They don't even need to win for the rest of the season, and you can win. I think it's already guaranteed.
A few podiums here and now, and I think it's wrapped up.
Yeah. I think so, at least. You can earn 1 podium in each tier and not score points, and you can still win, probably.
Yeah.
And I just had a huge lag spike. It seems that it's following me even in commentary, which is fun.
Max is out on his lap, which is earlier than I would have thought of, but
he probably doesn't want
maybe
traffic.
he just wants to get clean air.
Yeah. Which is respectable. I do the same
maybe
strategy.
He's leaving time to go again if he messes up.
I do think that first it's going to be... Never mind. Yeah, it's going to be Max doing his first lap. Right behind him it's his teammate and Stephen Clay. So let's see what they're going to be able to do. I'm actually predicting a 0.1 from someone. I think we can see it quite easily. But no one's going to go on under the 22s. So currently not too shabby from Max there. He crosses the sector 1, goes into sector 2, 27,000 up, a little squirrely on the exit, using GRS yet again. And so far, so good, but not enough to overtake Oscar in P1. Let's see how he does the chicane. Oh, never mind. My game lagged. But was it a good exit though?
I think he's going to be down now.
He very well could be. His teammate has abandoned his lap, so he's gonna stay P7. And Max also abandons his lap.
Down by 7 temps.
Yeah, he's gonna want to go once again if he can get ERS. And Steven behind him is next to next on lap. So let's go on board with him. Currently in P9, has a lot of time to gain. So let's see if he can do it third gear in the final sector. Very nice there actually, but I don't think that was fast enough. Not really attacking the track too much, not being that aggressive. Final corner, pretty decent actually. And it's a 0.4, puts himself into P2 on the front row by 1,000 ahead of Max.
Ooh.
Indeed, my same reaction. Both Saubers also started the lap. So let's see what they can do.
He's gone again, but I don't know if his tyres will have enough to improve. I think the tyre wear is quite high. I think you're normally around 8% when you've done your lap.
I don't think that's the main problem for him. He has a Sauber ahead of him who's also on a lap. He didn't leave enough of a gap. He is gonna gain slipstream though, a massive one, but he's gonna lose everything in sector 3 because of this. And he cannot report this because Arno's on a lap himself. So Max could have left more space. He definitely could have. Arno, very big curb usage on the exit of the chicane. I don't know if that's good. Max using GRS yet again. Let's see actually how much the slipstream gained him. Only a 10th. I was expecting a bit more. Maybe the dirtier is just that strong that it loses you so much time. Okay, Max is very confident under braking. That can be very good for his race later on as he runs wide and invalidates. Steven went into the pits. Bios is gonna cross the line, puts himself into P5. Very good position there. Arno, let's see if he's gonna take pole position. No, down by 7/10. Probably made a mistake somewhere, and it was pretty apparent that too much curb and a bit squirrely on the exits. The Alpine of Oscar, I think, is gonna cross the line. No, that's Jack O'Kane, stays in P19. Harvey Conway puts himself in the P5, very good position for him. Williams is going into the pits, so he's not gonna do that. Oscar also goes into the pits, but he's gonna stay in P1. No one improved on those final runs except for Bios and Harvey, so that's actually very fascinating. Maybe just too much traffic all around. But yeah, very nice there from Oscar. He's gonna get a point for pole position, and he's gonna have the... Is it the inside line that the pole position gets on this track? Or did they get the outside line? I don't remember.
It's a pole, I think. Pole is outside line, yeah.
Outside? Okay. We'll see when we head into the race. But I think it could be inside, because I think anti-clockwise tracks, like Abu Dhabi, are inside, because Imola is also on the inside, because it's anti-clockwise. And I think clockwise tracks is on the outside. I don't know. It's just speculation. We're gonna wait and see. But
yeah,
I can see a lot of people doing alternate strategies, probably. Some people are gonna choose hards for the beginning and hope there are not gonna be any safety cars. Lots of invalidations as well. Also, is this the first time I'm seeing that Jack is using a British flag? I don't think he used a British flag before. Or was I just blind the whole time? I could have been blind. Or maybe I'm switching him with Charlie, because Charlie, he switches flags all the time. But yeah, this is your grid. Oscar is gonna lead us into the first lap. Predictions in chat, please, if you have any. Who do you think is gonna win? It's pretty close between the top three. Or top 5, should I say. The Saubers are also looking pretty decent. Harvey also out of nowhere, putting himself into the third row of the grid. But it is going to be very close. You shall wait and see.
Yeah.
What are your predictions? Actually, I did ask you about predictions, but now that we have Quali, can you make a solid prediction of your win? I think it could be maybe Arno. I have high
Um.
hopes of Arno.
Yeah. I hope so.
I think Arno can do this. He's had so much bad luck recently, so I think he can convert that into a win finally. We've seen him last season. He was amazing in the season. Just not luck hasn't been on the side, and we'll see. And of
Yeah.
course, if no one watched Abu Dhabi, it starts in the evening and then proceeds into a night race. So this is the only track that does that, which is very fun actually. As we do have 5 red lights, and it is actually going to be Oscar on the outside line. I was wrong, and he gets a pretty good start actually. He's still going to be ahead into turn 1. Um, as behind, I think, contact between the Aston Martin and Max Nitten. Arno side by side with the Red Bull. Leaves him space. Is he gonna be able to still stay there? Yes, Arno's straight line speed is way better than the Red Bull, and he's gonna get himself on the podium positions. Aston Martin of Stephen Clay also nearly makes contact with Oscar McCracken. And yeah, Arno has really good straight line speed there. Now that Max is using
Yeah.
slight amounts of ERS, nah, he's gonna stay behind. Oh, behind 3 wide between the Red Bull,
Oh.
Bios and Harvey Conway. Are they gonna leave each other space? No, Nitro has been pushed off. He's probably gonna have to let these people by because that was overtaken off track. 4 wide between people behind, and thankfully they have uh, stopped their Bios pushing the Haas wide very much, but thankfully he still stays in P5. Chaos in the beginning of this Grand Prix. Oh, contact! Nitro has damage. Also, Harvey just fully pushed Bios off track. And now there's contact between Nitro and Bios, and the Red Bull's in the wall.
It's crazy.
What am I
Right, I can
watching?
actually sit and watch properly now.
Yeah, very nice. That is very good. Yeah, Nitro goes into the pits. And
I
he
am gonna
retires.
have to leave at like 10 to 8 because I do have a race to do
That's completely fine.
for a team event.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Well, I wish you the best of luck to the race.
Yeah. But I still should get a good portion of the race in, so.
Yeah, yeah. You're probably gonna get around lap, I would say maybe 15, 16,
20.
or 20, yeah.
Yeah.
It all depends if you're gonna have
Depends
any
if there's a
safety
safety
car.
car.
Also,
Yeah,
Steven...
as the top 4 are gone.
Indeed they are. It is all the battling that the people behind did. We had a really nice shot there of that. But Steven also
Yeah.
got a lead. I don't know when he got that. Also without the RS. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
This virtual safety car is long. It's nearly gonna be a full lap
Yeah.
already. Oh, many drive-throughs,
Just
4 drive-throughs. Oh, no drive-through, that's fully screwed this race. Well, I think we cursed him. We said he was gonna win
Yeah.
and then he gets a drive-through. Brilliant. That is amazing. Well, not. That's sarcasm from my part. Also, Max down. Oh no, Arno's just serving his drive-through. Harvey follows him in. Everyone's doing it. Except for Bias. Bias hasn't served this yet. He's gonna stay a bit longer there. And now, I don't think Arno has a shot anymore. I don't think we're gonna see him for the rest of the race. Oh, virtual safety car once again. For what? That's fascinating. I mean, if
So lobby broke.
I have no idea. Maybe there's some debris on track from the Red Bull before.
Maybe someone hit the pit lane.
Could be. Could be. I mean, at least the games as FIA is doing a way better job than in real life in Qatar, so that's at least a positive.
Yeah.
But could people actually go to the end on hards if they box under the virtual safety car? At this point, it would be very close. Oh, DRS enabled. No one got to drive through. Very nice. There we go. Yeah, people can take it clean. Probably just caught off guard. The delta is a bit rubbish on this game. It loves to switch around all the time. Oscar, very nice turn 1 there. Got himself within 2/10 of the Aston Martin. I think we're gonna see a move happening for the lead very shortly when we head to the DRS straight, which is also a double DRS straight, I forgot to mention. Or, is it? Actually, I'm not sure for that. What was it? Is it? I don't know. I don't know.
It's not double. There's a detection point in the chicane?
I think
or is
it's
it on
right
the exit
after.
of the chicane?
Probably. Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
see the
there.
line. Yeah. There's a line
Yeah.
on track. Also, very good move there by Oscar. A little bit moving on the braking, I should say. But the Aston Martin, look at that straight line speed. Oh god, that was massive. Well, we know what setup Steven is running.
Yeah.
Very, very quick on the straights there, definitely. Even without the RS, he's probably able to overtake there. But also, his car looks very stable. He gained a few tenths on Oscar in Sector 3. So that's good. And everyone is within 0.1s. Lucas holds. Bias is in the pits. Ah, yeah, that's the drive-through. Yeah, he needed to serve that.
Yeah.
Lucas
Double
holds.
drive-through for kick.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Very unlucky there. Very, very unlucky. As soon as we said that they were in good positions and it all went tumbling down. Max Netton also now overtakes Oscar McCracken. Is he gonna make a move on the Aston Martin? No, he's gonna wait for the second DRS. Steven does run wide though, before the chicane. That's gonna not be good for his run. Right here, Max decides to go around the outside, and it is gonna be an easy move. Steven is not gonna fight that. But is he gonna fight Oscar? No, Oscar is nowhere, but I think he's saving DRS, probably. Yeah, he has a full battery. He's saving that for later on. Yeah, so far so good, but Steven is gaining a lot of time in Sector 3. He seems really confident in himself in the car. He can really push there and gain a lot of time on the drivers, even with a low downforce setup, which is really nice. Behind we have a huge train of cars battling from Luke Chapman P5 downwards. That's probably gonna end in carnage.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Let's see here. Nivi is very close to the back of the Ferrari. He's on hards, one of the only people on hards, along with Charlie Gordon, who is also in this train. And he's flying. He's flying on these hards. Maybe there's not a big difference in the tire compounds as we thought. Does that mean... Do you think an undercut or overcut is better on this track?
Undercut.
Yeah. Ride the undercut train with me. I think
It's always
undercut as well.
undercuts.
Yeah. Undercut is always the best in this game. I think Sector 3, if you have fresher tires, can literally gain you a second or two alone.
Yeah.
Okay, that was very, very close. Max Netton hitting the back of Steven. Probably Steven using non-ERS, trying to save some of it. He doesn't have a lot of it, so he does need to do that. Let's see this train behind. Yeah, Nevi is flying on the hards. He needs to dispatch Luke Chapman quickly if he wants to catch people ahead. Callum Pierce also actually very impressive. I think he gained like 10 positions already.
Yeah.
5 positions actually, 5. Callum. But he hasn't been good this season so far, and this result is really, really good so far. There we go, Nivi goes for the move finally on Luke Chapman. But now he's not gonna have the DRS for next straight, which is now again probably gonna compromise him. But Luke, thankfully for him, gets a really bad exit. But is it gonna be enough? No. He's gonna go defensive, and Luke is actually not gonna overtake him. Maybe he knows that he's not fast enough to make that move. He doesn't wanna disturb the RB driver, as they do need points. RB seriously need points. They are they actually one of the only teams that hasn't got a lockpick yet in this season? Or am I just a little too far ahead? I don't know, I would need to check that later on. Okay, what just happened there? That was again contact. And we're gonna see another switch in positions between these two. Maybe 3. Oscar is pretty close. Still not using ERS though. But he is gaining slightly, but put it on none, just wants to stay behind. He's probably just gonna stay behind as well. I think this is actually very good for Oscar. I think the pit window should be open around lap 13, 14, 15 for the undercuts, especially. And because he has a full battery on his out lap with the new tires, he can just use all of that and just gain multiple seconds in time and get ahead of this train and probably not even be in DRS. So maybe Oscar is playing the long game. He's not battling for the positions currently, but he's gonna benefit hugely afterwards. The sun is setting ever so much. And behind we have a crash. Who is that? Navy has crashed.
Oh.
That's a shame. What's happening with us today? As soon as we say that they are doing brilliantly, they crash or get a drive-through penalty. Today seems to be the day for the curse. Yeah, I don't know as well. I don't know about you, but I'm getting a lot of stutters in game.
Yeah, I'm fine. I think it's just PC ever since they brought that new update.
Yeah.
PC spectating's been really weird.
It's horrible. I don't know what they've done with it, but all of the optimization is down the drain. You can't play the game smoothly anymore. Like before when we commentated. Oh! Contact between Max Net and Max is in the wall!
Oh.
Wow.
There's no front wing on that Red Bull.
I caught that perfectly. Wow. I'm watching it back. They were side by side in the hairpin, and Max just goes into the back of Steve, and Steven left him more than enough space on the inside. I think that's Max's own fault, personally.
Yeah.
That's a shame. Again, having bad luck, Max is. He could have won so many races and just some things come up, either penalties or he makes a mistake himself or he gets screwed by someone else.
Yeah.
Not the best season. Arno 3-second time penalty. That was going into the pits. The pit lane is bugged with track limits, so that could be removed afterwards if it was pit lane. Dangerous rejoin by Jack O'Kane there. By the way, that's penalty. Oh, that's a short VSC, but the people that did box are gonna benefit massively from that. And Charlie has taken a risk there, staying out, but he is on hard, so it is actually to be expected. But now we're gonna see quite a lonely race on the in the front. If only Oscar is gonna stay close, but we did see his pace is not that great running behind cars behind, so he could just lose it. And Steven also is saving battery. He can use some of it and then just get outside the DRS. We'll have to wait and see. But behind we see Volt and Bios going into the chicane. Bios going very deep there. And he is gonna be overtaken once again after the second DRS rate. Also, it's 22-8. I don't know when you need to go. But I'm just reminding you.
I'm just looking at the time right now.
What track are you? I can't
Monza.
speak. Ah, Monza. Very nice. You're good in Monza. You should do well.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. Are there any competitive teams you need to look out for?
Um, I don't know yet. I haven't actually raced for a while. It's a new event that I actually
Indeed.
haven't raced in before. So who's racing?
Yes. Well, you'll see very shortly. You'll see very shortly as we're watching this battle with Bias and Volt again. Bias is gonna make that move very easily. He is on new hard, so he needs to get ahead of Volt as soon as possible. And he does. The only question is, can he stay there? Arno could be actually in a solid position now. If he can just go a little bit faster, he can get some points. But that's probably gonna be the maximum he's gonna be able to get. Unless there's gonna be a late end safety car, and then people go to mediums. We'll see. But everyone's now just extended their gaps. There's not a huge DRS train. I don't think we're gonna see too much happening in this middle stage of the race, unfortunately. And very fascinating stuff there. Oscar's still in DRS, and yeah, this game is so brilliant with the lag spikes. Let me check how the stream is.
Yeah.
Like, it's fascinating. The stream is fine. It's completely fine. My voice is still getting captured even when the lag spikes are happening. So it's literally just the game.
It's just the game being shit.
I don't know how they've done such a horrible job on it. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Like, all my settings are on very low as well. The only thing that's not on very low is the wing mirrors, because I actually do use wing mirrors. I love using them to check behind. And that's all I have on video.
Yeah. Are you racing this week, or are you not until you fix your PC?
Nah, I'm not gonna race until...
That's a shame.
Yeah. I don't wanna be a... I don't want to cause chaos on track because of my lag spikes.
Yeah.
I've already caused it from Portugal on you, and then in Imola I've caused some carnage, and then in Monza. It's been 3 races in a row. I've had enough. I don't wanna. I don't wanna cause problems for people.
Do you actually know what the problem is, or is you just?
I think it's just my PC being underpowered. The CPU is not that strong to
Yeah.
process the game. But like I said, before the patch, everything was fine. I had probably one lag spike over the course of the entire
Yeah.
race, and then the new patch, this one,
Yeah.
and then I get the lag spike once or twice every lap. So it's just the game being very badly optimized. Because before it ran very well, and now it's running very bad. So hopefully they can fix that in the next patch, but I don't have any hopes anymore for Codemasters. But it is what it is. As Oscar and Steven are getting close to Charlie ahead of them, you can see the tire difference now. I think Charlie lost about 2 to 3 seconds already. They are gaining a massive amount of time. It's 2 to 3 tenths each corner. And I think it should be a pretty easy overtake if Oscar just doesn't go to the back of him. And yeah, he has the outside line available, which he's gonna fully
Oh no, he's
use.
back in P9.
Yeah, he's running pretty well, but he still does have that penalty. Oh, contact between Oscar and Charlie nearly spun himself.
He sort of needs a safety car, but then sort of doesn't need a safety car.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think he can probably remove the 3 seconds because he got it in the pit entry, and the pit entry on this game is
Yeah.
bugged. It can give you an instant penalty.
Yeah.
So it all depends if he actually got it there, and then he can
Yeah.
probably remove it. There we go. Charlie has been dispatched by both Steven and Oscar. Very nice stuff there. And speaking of Arno, he is having a nice battle with Jack Cocaine, the other Alpine driver. Not leaving any space on the outside is Arno, and he's gonna stay ahead for now. But also Jack in the points, that's quite a rare sight as well. Jack has been also very
Yeah.
unlucky.
Very rare.
He's also been quite oh, nearly a spin there. We are literally
Don't
just
curse him.
cursing everyone. I mean, I'm not an Alpine driver anymore, so I can say whatever I want now. I don't have a contract, so but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Just Jack's good. Jack's good. He's a good team principal, even though everyone calls him an LTP. he's fine.
Yeah.
But they do have who's that? That's Bastian ahead of them as well. Bastian also not
Yeah.
scoring too many points in the over the course of the season. Is he in AI actually? He's very slow.
That could just be one of the most disrespectful moments there from you. He's very slow, is he in AI?
I mean, if you look at his throttle, it was very weird at the exit of the the hairpin. I think it's fine now. Yeah, it's fine now.
Yeah.
Cause he was, I don't know. Maybe my eyes are just playing tricks on me.
Yeah.
But if it did sound disrespectful, I do apologize. I apologize for that. I do not mean to sound disrespectful. I was just fascinated. But yeah, it's fine now. It's good. Also, Oscar and Steven still battling here, still close to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see any more safety cars. I think this is gonna be heading to the end of the race. Charlie Roberts 3 seconds, running in P17. Also, Nevy's on mediums. He put new mediums on the virtual safety car. I wonder if he's actually gonna be able to go to the end of the race. I don't think he is. He's probably gonna be in the puncture range, but maybe he will. Anyway, because nothing's really happening on track, what do you think of the constructor battle in real life? Who do you think is gonna win?
I think probably McLaren. I don't think they can bottle it. It's like 21 points or something.
Yeah, I do agree. It's 21 points, and for Ferrari to win, they're probably gonna need to 1-2.
Yeah.
And they are not gonna do that. They're not gonna do 1-2. Oh, close between Jack O'Kane, Bastian Rees, and Arno. Still side by side. Bastian is not letting this go. He has the inside line. Are they gonna be clean? No, of course not. They make contact, and Jack was sideways. But yeah. My McLaren literally need to have the biggest bottle of the season to not have the constructors. I would love for Ferrari to get the constructors because it would be very poetic that Carlos is leaving and in his final season for them to fire him for Hamilton and for him to get to give them the constructors title would be very poetic. I would love that, but it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Also, I see that you left, so I assume you need to go. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will catch you all next week, and
indeed.
Yeah.
Well,
hopefully Bahrain's better than this.
Indeed. Well, thank you for your company and good luck in the race.
I don't spin.
Nah, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna win now, or podium at least. You'll see. You'll see. Okay. Well, that is Connor gone. We wish him the best of luck for the race, or at least I will wish him the best of luck. Other people probably don't. But I can see him doing well. It's Monza. He's good in Monza. He'll do well. But it is only me now, which is fascinating. It's not the first time. But Steven and Oscar are still battling here. 3/10 a gap between the two of them. Just exchanging positions on the DRS straights, and that's basically about it. I think we're gonna see this go until the final laps of the race, and then we're gonna see using all of the battery, unless we see a final safety car, which it's probably gonna be a rarity, but we cannot discount it. There is definitely a chance, but no one's really that close enough to be able to make that happen, except for Steven, because he literally just went sideways now. So that's fun. Callum also running very nicely in the podium position. That's gonna be very good for Mercedes points. But now Oscar and Steven side by side. We did see this previously. It didn't end well for Max and Steven before. Is it gonna end well between these two? Still side by side. Horrible camera angle. We did not see that, but Oscar just lifted slightly to give the position to Steven. He knows he doesn't want to go side by side there. It's a very dangerous place to go side by side. We did see previously people did go there, but you're basically asking for a death wish if you do that. So don't do that. But Callum is actually gaining some time on the leaders. I think he was like 4.6, now he's 4.3. So Callum, if these two battle still, we could see all of this train emerge back and battle for the lead. But as it is now, it is going to be just for the podium positions. Also, Max is now able to challenge for the move. And this could actually be good for Callum if he doesn't have the speed to, or has speed to maintain to get close to the cars ahead. Max definitely has, because he already did a battle with the guys ahead. So if Callum can stay close to Max and use him like Oscar and Steven have been using themselves, he can get close to this battle again. But this is certainly not gonna help him. He had a very horrible exit on of the chicane. But thankfully still in the DRS range of the Red Bull driver. 3/10 behind him. Behind him we also see Arno putting himself into P7. Damage limitation is currently the priority for Kick Sauber. Good starts in P3 and P5, but now P7 and P13, they are going to be very disappointed in this result. Unless there's going to be a safety car, their race is going to be ruined. And of course they do have that penalty, which, like I said, could be removed if it was the pit lane entry, because you can remove that because that is bugged. We're going to see later in the race the director what happened there. But let's go on board with Callum Pierce here. Are these two gonna help each other out? That is now the question. I think he should. He should just. He should just stay behind. Maybe only try to get outside of DRS from Luke Chapman behind. But overall, he needs to use Max to get close to the two guys ahead. They are running out of laps. I don't think they're gonna have enough time to get close to them. But we shall wait and see. And you can see Callum Pierce not using DRS on the straights. So that basically tells you that he is trying to use Max, and then later on, if he cannot get close, he will just overtake him for a position, because this is for a podium position. This is a very good place for the Mercedes new team principal, actually, and Season 8 champion. Callum Pierce not had the best of times in this season currently. Only 12 points Mercedes have. Back in the Constructors P10, so definitely this result, if he stays there, which I hope he does, will grant him brilliant points, which he will still stay in last position, but at least they will have something to write home about. At least. And they are, in the overall Constructors, I think they are also pretty bad. They haven't had the best of times in this season, but we still have the second half, so maybe things can change there. And now with him being the new team principal, maybe he can make some driver moves that the previous one did not or wasn't able to do. So things can still turn around for the German-based team in England, where their factory is. Is it Grove? I think it's Grove. I don't remember where their facility is. I know my McLaren's in Woking, Red Bull is in Milton Keynes, Ferrari is in no, Ferrari is in Maranello, and RB is in Faenza. I was gonna say the opposite, but RB is in Faenza. I don't know where everyone else is. I know Alpine is close to Clarkson's farm. Clarkson actually visited them when they got the double podium in Brazil. He got them some beer, I think, if I remember correctly from the video. But funny thing is, I don't remember seeing Ocon anywhere. It was only Gasly speaking to the team and being grateful for what they've done. I don't remember Ocon being anywhere, which is fascinating. Maybe, like I said, maybe my eyes are deceiving me, as they often have already. But I don't remember him. And now that Jack Doohan is gonna replace him for Abu Dhabi, and this week is just a show of how much Alpine hate Ocon, but also not really, because it was Ocon's decision, because he could not test the Haas car in the post-season test, because he would be driving for Alpine in the final race. But now that he's not going to drive, he's going to be able to test the Haas. So that is pretty good on him. So it was his decision. He wants to do that. He wants to move from Alpine as soon as possible. And I think it's a good decision. We can also see how well Jack Doohan is prepared for F1 as well. And we can see, or he can see, and Alpine can see if he needs more preparation in the off season for the full season next year. And I hope Alpine is smart enough that if he does do badly, which I do expect him to do badly, because he is still a rookie, he doesn't have any experience in a race. He will need time to settle in, and hopefully Alpine give him that. I hope they don't just draw conclusions after one race. If they do, they're stupid. But now they also signed Paul Aaron in the reverse role, which I think is gonna be a fascinating decision. I think that's a mark that's telling Jack Doohan if you don't do well in 2025, we're gonna replace you with Paul Aaron. Because Ollie Oaks, the new Alpine team principal, does really like Paul Aaron. He was his team principal in F2 in high tech. So Ollie does know what Paul Aaron can do. So I can see Paul Aaron racing in Alpine in 2026 probably if Jack doesn't do well. And I think Ollie is probably going to be pushing towards that. But we'll have to wait and see. Also, I think Alpine also tweeted like I don't know if that was fake, like expecting a name change 2026, like something like that. So I think Alpine's probably going to be renamed to High Tech very soon. Because I think Alpine's just a done deal. No one really cares about Alpine that much. Not even the people running it currently, seeing how they don't want Renault engines anymore and they don't want to be a works team. I think also Renault just fully is abandoning this project. It clearly hasn't worked out. And it just is what it is. They were expecting success, they did not get it. But it is very fascinating. And Cadillac is finally in. Cadillac. We finally have an 11th team. From 2016 when we had Manor as the final team of that season. That was fascinating. And this year retirement into the pit lane. Charlie Roberts. Once again, 0 points for the RB team principal. But yeah, Cadillac finally in. Now the question is, who is gonna drive for that team? I think Colton Herta is definitely the biggest candidate for that seat. If he isn't, then what are they doing? They also literally said in a lot of press releases that Colton Herta is their main priority to get into the F1 seat. The only problem is he doesn't have a super license, but I think when 2026 comes, he will be able to get it because he is performing very nicely. So I think he's gonna be eligible for that. So that's a guarantee. Colton is gonna drive there, and then we have the second seat, which is a bit harder, but there are incredible candidates there. My main ones are Pat O'Ward and Alex Pillow, and I think those two would be incredible in that second seat. But then you also have other candidates. People have said that K-Mac could drive for Cadillac. People are saying Perez, which I really don't think after this season. I don't think people are gonna see Perez and say, "Oh, he's gonna be good for our team." Even though he is good outside the Red Bull, he was good when he didn't join Red Bull. He did earn a couple of wins with Red Bull, but with midfield machinery, Sergio was one of the top drivers. But I think his time is gone. I think Perez is gonna go. He also said that he wants to end his career at Red Bull, so I can't see him going to Cadillac. K-Mag, though, K-Mag, I think he's kind of proved this point in this latter half of 2024. When he got the same upgrades as Nico on that has, he's been doing very well actually, showing that he's not lost it yet. He just didn't have confidence in the car. So K-Mac could be a good shout, definitely. Who else? People are saying Felipe Dragovic could be, but I think other people have better or are at least higher on the scale of being picked. I don't think Felipe has a big of a chance. Then, I mean, that's really about it. There is no one else really, unless there are some rookies in. Oh my god! Safety car. Well, this has spiced things up. Well, everyone's not gonna go for softs. That's brilliant. That was Navy crashing into the wall in Sector 1 after turn 3, or in the middle of turn 3. Maybe even at the exit, I don't know. But that's fun. This is now gonna be a single lap of safety car. We're not gonna even have a full queue of the safety car. And we're already gonna have to go. I'm predicting chaos. 3 more retirements. This is not gonna end well. Oh god, why did it have to come to this? It was nice and calm. I mean, I do love chaos, so... Wait, Oscar's on medium! He probably used all of the softs, so... yeah. I mean, he should have still used or gotten a used set of softs, not new mediums. It is gonna be only 2 laps of running. I think he's made a little mistake there. I think it's gonna pay detriment afterwards. I guess we'll see. Some people also, of course, staying out as always. Bastin Rees, Harvey Conway staying out on the old hards. They're gonna be demolished in sector 3. They're probably gonna be the biggest causes of the incidents later when the safety car restarts, because people are gonna be so angry when overtaking them on old hards that they're just gonna either crash into them, or those two are just gonna defend for their life because they are in good point positions, which they weren't before. So I don't blame them for staying out, but on a track like Abu Dhabi, you probably want to stay hit in. And yeah, there we go. Safety car in this lap, like I said. So while we're waiting for this, yeah, in terms of the candidates, I'm probably gonna say Colton Herta. Like I said, probably the main consideration, and then I'm gonna say Pat O'Ward. Pat O'Ward, I think, is gonna be my choice because he's also really good, as Alex below as well. But I think Pato would be a better choice because I think he's younger than Alex, so he still has more room to grow. While I think Alex is in his 30s. I don't remember. I need to check again. But Pato is just younger. Probably gonna be a better prospect. As Oscar heads off at the forward safety car restart. Very good exit there, or restart, should I say. Steven still close behind. On the softs, Revit or Oscar is not gonna go away that easily, as we see Harvey Conway already being dismissed by everyone as he did spin in turn 1. Presumably, maybe because of contact, but we do not know. We were not aboard with them. Very good traction there from Oscar at the exit of the hairpin. He needs to save ERS now, because we are gonna have the ERS open for a single lap after this, and he will need it to defend. But let's see, behind, people also squabbling for position. This is the best opportunities to do that, as there is not a lot of time left. We still have a single lap remaining. 3 wide behind, nearly. As it is 4 wide between these 4, and of course the tower was pushed off, and somehow everyone is still alive. How? Never mind. There we go. Bastion is in the wall. Fascinating. I was not expecting 4 wide at the end of this Grand Prix, but we can be surprised. Oscar actually brilliant on these mediums. Somehow having more grip than Stephen Clay has extended his gap to 7/10. Could be the dirty air, but Oscar is just flying overall. Has much more pace, but it could also be just the wing gap. We did see Steven this fast on the straights, which is going to be one of the main problems that he's going to be facing in this last lap of the Grand Prix. But an incredible exit from the hairpin secures his position, probably, because he is 9/10 ahead of the Aston Martin. However, Steven has gained 5/10 to Oscar. Very good break in there, very close, but horrible exit for the Aston Martin driver. Again, lost all of that time. Maybe just too much pressure added to the Aston Martin driver, because if he didn't do that, if he didn't make that mistake, he would have been ahead of Oscar by now. Going into this hairpin, in Sector 3, but that has lost him the win. Oscar is fully gonna stay ahead here. You cannot overtake in the final sector. And that is gonna be the Alpine driver taking back-to-back wins for Alpine. Brilliant drive there by Oscar, squabbling for position for the entire race with Aston Martin, but secures his second win in a row for Alpine. Congratulations there by Oscar McCracken. Stephen Clay is going to be P3 or P2, and Max Netten, brilliant recovery there to get P3, the final podium position after his little incident earlier on with Steven. Callum Pierce, brilliant result for the Mercedes team. 12 points are going to be added to their name, fully deserved and needed for the Constructors' Battle, as they, like I said, are not doing well. Shadow P5, Luke Chapman P6, the Saubers P7 and P8 by Sonarno. A solid team position there, but there was definitely more on the cards for Sauber. Just unlucky with the spins and the drive-throughs and the penalties. Qualified P3 and P5, and just, yeah, just unlucky in F3. Sauber, literally the only tier they're not good at. As, yeah. P9 is going to be Luke Soto, and P10 final point Spain position is going to be the other Alpine driver of Jack Cocaine. Now, some penalties could be removed here because they were track extensions, or I meant pit lane penalties gathered into the pits. Abu Dhabi is known for the glitched pit lane, so they could be removed. Luke Chapman, Arno, they could be removed. I thought Max had as well 3 seconds, but it seems not. I was wrong. But Arno could get his 3 seconds removed, and that would bump him up to P5. So we'll have to wait and see if that happens. But the rest of your finishers are Charlie Gordon P11, Harvey Conway P12, Bastian Rees P13, Thomas Underkill, fast lap goes to him. He gets a point in P14, Dark in P15, Sharky P16, Finkits in 17th, Navy P18, Charlie Roberts P19, Horrible Day for RB yet again, but that is to be expected. And Nitro P20 in the Red Bull. So that is very interesting. Now let's see. What am I to do? What am I to do? Let's see. Let's see. What to do? There we go. I forgot how people qualified. Where? Ah, they qualified. Okay. So we are gonna try to do interviews with top 3. Currently we have Max here. We're gonna wait a little bit to see if anyone else is gonna join. If not, we can just go through. Yeah, there you go, everyone's here. So, we are gonna start the interviews with the final podium finisher, Max Netten. First of all, congratulations on the podium, and tell us the race from your perspective.
Yeah, qualifying went alright with P3. I bottled my last lap. I was 1.5 tenths up, so I would have been on pole. Then I had a little incident with Stephen Clay. Broke my wing. I boxed that lap, changed my front wing, and after that I put my head down and I kept pushing to get the most possible out of this race. And that's P3.
Indeed.
Although the last safety car really kind of screwed me over.
Oh, is that so?
Yes.
I was gonna try to say otherwise, cause you were where were you before the safety car? Were you running in P4, I believe?
P3, P4. I was switching around with the Mercedes.
Ah, yeah. I thought you were a bit lower, so I was gonna ask you if you think that the safety car saved your race after the incident. But I think we just got your answer that you think it screwed with you. But why do you think that?
Because some people are saying I'm getting a 5-second penalty, and that would put me, I think, outside of the point. So I hope I won't get it, but
if you get it,
if car didn't come, I would have been safe. But
yeah, I guess we will just have to wait and see. I think if you do get a penalty, you will be in P8, so you will still get points, but that's not like a podium. Yeah, that would be a shame. And
what I probably did.
Yeah, I mean overall the season you've had, it's literally nothing has gone your way. Either you're unlucky or you get involved in incidents or stuff happen and you lose so many positions. Do you still think you have championship ambitions until the end of the season, or do you think that it's a bit too far off?
Well, I'll always try and keep going for it, because all it's really gonna take is the top runners to have a bad race or two, and then I'm immediately back in the fight. And if I, after this race, keep getting consistent podiums or consistent points, then I could be back in it very soon.
Indeed. Let's see if that's gonna happen. Well, thank you for the interview. Congratulations on P3 yet again, and good luck for the next race.
Yeah, thank you.
And now we have the P2 finisher of Stephen Clay. Welcome. First of all, congratulations. And tell us race from your perspective, please.
Yeah, it was a good race, obviously. I thought I could have won if without that safety car. But it was kind of weird at the start because there was virtual safety car and then another one. People were getting drive-throughs around me, so there was a lot of things I was trying not to do. Try not to get a penalty, try not to get a drive-through, try not to do all kinds, and then managing ERS as we were sort of trading positions quite a lot throughout the race. And then 10 laps in, a little bit of contact with Max as he sort of went for the switchback. I don't know, I didn't see what happened, but and then VSC, so I was like, well, I've got to pit. So I don't know if the whole field pitted. I think pretty much they did. And then from then on, it was just trying to not wear the tyres too much, and hopefully I was fast enough to win, which I think I was if there wasn't a safety car. But then the safety car came out, and it was just more like, right, don't crash now. just try and bring it home. I wanted to win, but the last lap I made a couple mistakes in like sector 3 before the last lap, and then the chicane wasn't the best, and that was that really.
Yeah, of course. And in the middle of that race, you were constantly switching positions with Oscar there. In the beginning of the race, actually, it was a four-way battle between yourself, Oscar, Max, and Arno. But then slowly but surely, competition started lowering as Arno got a drive-through, and Max, of course, tumbled down with the contact in the hairpin. So how hard or how big of a role do you think? No, wait, I'm thinking about this wrong. I was gonna say, um, how hard is it to keep your mind calm trying to switch positions like this and try not to get yourself in accidents that may ruin your race later on?
Yeah, it's quite hard because previous races I've got into little incidents or I've gone for moves that just end up losing me 2 seconds and then I've lost touch. So I think in Monza, I don't know, I got overtake. I lost 4 positions in one corner at Monza. I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, it's quite difficult, but I was quite happy this race because I felt like I had the pace to so that I didn't need to use loads of ERS all the time and I didn't need to unnecessarily get into battles. I was just like, right, if you want to go past there, I'll let you through, drop it into none, and then I'll get you past on the next straight. It's weird because Abu Dhabi, you got 2 straights back to back, so you can kind of let someone through and then immediately repass them. I feel like I was faster in a straight line than Oscar anyway, just without, but I'm not sure, but yeah, so that probably helped.
Indeed, it definitely did seem like you had lower wings than the rest of the grid, which definitely could have helped you on the straights, and you can defend in sector 3. You can't overtake there, so it would been just your benefit. Now at the end, Oscar was actually the only one who boxed for mediums. Everyone went for softs. Did you think inside your head that you had a better opportunity of overtaking him? And are you disappointed that you wasn't able to do that?
Yes and yes. I was surprised he went for mediums because I went for used softs. So they were like 10% worn from qualifying. So I just assumed everyone would do that. But yeah, as I said, I made a couple of sort of mistakes. I'm not very good at adapting to suddenly having loads of grip. It's the same in wet conditions. If it suddenly gets drier, I'm worse at when it gets drier than going the other way. So yeah, it was strange to go from really old hards to then, oh my gosh, it's like a quali lap, you know? But yeah.
Indeed, completely understandable. Well, thank you for the interview and congratulations yet again, and I wish you good luck in the next race.
Thank you.
Now we're gonna go on to our winner, Oscar McCracken. Well, first of all, congratulations on the win, and tell us the race from your perspective.
Well, I got pole. That's nice. I've ended the streak of, I think I was in the top 3 5 times in a row this season, so I finally didn't get second or third because of a toe from Arno, I think. And then at the start of the race, I think I was probably the third fastest driver out of us 3, and I just sort of let the DRS swap whilst I was just trying to hang on behind. And obviously the incident, and we all pitted, and I think I almost lost DRS to Steven because I had to slow down for the end of the VSC because I think I was 4 thousandths above it when it ended, which was quite close. And then I caught back up to him and we were DRS swapping, and then towards the end of the hard stint he was starting to get 8 tenths at the start of the DRS zone. Then he got to 9 tenths once, and it was getting a bit dodgy, and then I got him the lap, I think maybe a couple corners before the safety car came out. I chose to box for mediums because I did try to do 2 runs on one soft tyre in qualifying, and it just did not work at all. It felt terrible on the second run, and yeah, I mean, it worked. I think. I don't know if that was down to the mediums actually being faster, or if Steven made a couple mistakes, but yeah, happy for the win.
Indeed, definitely a very good showing of performance. Now, this is your second win in a row, actually. You won last time in Monza, and you've extended your gap to 101 points. And thankfully for you, your main contender, Finn Kittredge, hasn't scored any points. So you have a pretty nice lead to the next car behind. So how confident are you that you can maintain that gap over the rest of the season in the second half?
I think I have quite a lot of confidence after these races. Maybe Bahrain will be interesting because there's a couple corners on there that I'm not entirely comfortable on. So I'm just trying to keep it relatively consistent, not get into any incidents, and pick up a decent haul of points at the end of the race. Just happen to be first here, but I think I can continue this.
Oh, very nice indeed. Your feelings about being the first Alpine driver to be secured in a lockpick?
Yeah, I mean, quite happy with that. Yeah, I think there was maybe Mitch as well could have been secured. With a 2 higher scoring, he also won in Monza. Maybe he can do it again. I think he chose Abu Dhabi as the one of the tracks, so hopefully he does that again. But yeah, I think he could have chosen either of us, and it would have been a good choice. But I'm happy he chose me, obviously.
Indeed. Well, most of my questions you actually already answered in your race debrief, so I don't have any other questions for you. So I want to thank you once again for taking the interview, and congratulations on your win.
Thank you. Stephen, what wings are you running?
Okay, so you've heard the interviews there. Very nice. Oscar feeling very confident for the rest of the season, and like I said, he does have a huge gap behind. I think it's like 30 something points, so definitely has the advantage currently. So we'll have to wait and see if that's gonna extend. And that is gonna be it for this race and stream. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and I'm just gonna say a few closing words. In the description you have a lot of links to Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We upload stuff there. Discord if you enjoyed the race and you want to race yourself. Mid-season signups are open. Bahrain and Hungary are the tracks. You're gonna be put into the tier where your respective pace lies. And if you don't want to do that, staff signups are also open. You can do a lot of stuff, commentaries, team reading, media, driver recruitment, and stuff like that. And yeah, that's about it. If you don't want to do any of those, you can do social races in the off season when the season is not running, and you can just chill and talk to other people in server. So that is very nice indeed. And yeah, tomorrow we are going once again F2 same time, and on Wednesday we have F4 and F1 same time as well. So you can go watch those races. They are always fun and chaotic to watch, and hopefully you're gonna enjoy those too. So that is it from me. Once again, thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's commentary and the stream, and I will see you next time for Bahrain. So see you then, and have a good night.